Hey, vinyl community, Elliot here, Lazy Dogs Records, and I was watching a video from Mazzy earlier today, and he was shouting out some various channels on the in the vinyl community, and he mentioned one Mike at Hub Tunes, I believe it is called, and Mike's got less than 200 subs, and he's hoping people would go visit his site and subscribe to his channel. And Mike's got a competition, a contest going on right now, and so I did that. I subbed, and it looks like Mike's got a really nice channel. I look forward to seeing more videos from him. So I wanted to enter his contest, not because I'm, oh, I gotta win this, this gift card from Amazon or anything, but because by entering people's contests, people that watch your videos learn about another channel, and it helps perpetuate the growth of positivity in the vinyl community, because that's what we need to be. This should be fun, folks. Remember, this vinyl community should be fun, not drama. Too much drama. Just have fun. Talk about music, so on and so forth. Okay, so Mike wants us in his contest to show 3 albums, which is good because I just spent an afternoon earlier this week getting all my records back, put up in the proper places, and so on and so forth. And so I only had to pull 3 records, and that'll be easy enough to put those back. Okay, so he wants us to show a record from the year we were born, a record from the year we graduated from high school, and a record from 2021. All right, I'll do that then. First record I'll show, I was born in October of 1958, 62 years ago. And here is a Folkways album from 1958, the New Lost City Ramblers, and it's self-titled with the names of the members there as well: Mike Seeger, Tom Paley, and John Cohen, important figures in the folk revival. I used not to fully appreciate these bands and players that sprung up from the folk revival, and I would think, oh, they're just posers and all that sort of stuff. They just went to the Library of Congress or something and pulled up old books of lyrics from that people had taken from the Appalachian Mountains and things like that. But I've changed my opinion on that as I've gotten older and hopefully a little bit wiser. And I really appreciate the work that the bands from and the individual artists from the Northeast, those intellectuals, college students or professors, and that kind of crowd, the kind of evolving from the beatniks, I guess. But the northeastern wealthy class, we got a lot to appreciate what they did for traditional music, because when you're around it already, you take it for granted and you don't value it. But so folks from the outside looking in realize the value of things like that. And just as the British kids playing the American blues, reimagining the American blues in rock and roll, revitalized and brought awareness to the great blues artists. These folks like New Lost City Ramblers did the same thing for Appalachian music and things like that. But this is a really good album, 1958. One, very plain cover, as you always see from Folkways. They did something interesting. Folkways records back then, they didn't have gatefolds, but they put a sleeve in here to divide, and you would have the record on one side, and on the other side you would have a liner notes. They always did a really good job of liner notes. Unfortunately, I got this record. It did not still have the liner notes in it, but the record's only 62 years old, so I mean, you can't Why in the heck couldn't they have kept liner notes in a little bit longer until I got hold of the record? But there we go. Folkways Records, and this record really plays very good. It's in good condition. I mean, not flawless by any means, but still in good condition. And they do some classic some songs that are classics today. Probably wouldn't have been had it not been for these guys and bands like them that Folkways would record. So that's my birth year, and I graduated from high school. Now I would have graduated in 1976, but I failed kindergarten. I did 2 years of kindergarten. Really, we didn't. It wasn't public school kindergarten. They didn't have that back then, but the local church had a what we would call kindergarten today for us, kind of preschool type thing, and I had to do 2 years. My birthday was in October, so I could have gone a year earlier, or could have gone a year wait a year. So I did 2 years of kindergarten. We waited a year. I would have gotten eaten alive if I'd been the youngest kid in my class. It'd have been rough. Okay, so in 1977 I graduated. Here's a really good album from that year. A lot of good albums from that year. Bonnie Raitt, Sweet Forgiveness. Highly recommend this album. If you're looking for some nice Bonnie Raitt, this would be one you might well want to check out. She does an excellent version of Dale Shannon's Runaway on here. The title track, Sweet Forgiveness, is wonderful. She does Jackson Browne's My Opening Farewell. In fact, that's a killer track on here. Billy Payne from Little Feats, Taking My Time is on here. So, good album, Sweet Forgiveness. And finally, the toughest one to do was something from 2021, but I came up with one. The CD and the download was released in 2020, but I pre-ordered the vinyl copy, and it wasn't released until 2021. So I think that will work. Tyler Childers' Long Violent History. And now, if you know Tyler Childers is this great Americana songwriter, I guess you'd call him. Writes so many great songs. He really does. Don't get this album thinking that's what you're going to get. There are 8 instrumentals and 1 song with lyrics on here. What it is kind of during the pandemic, Tyler Childers, all that time on his hands, he took up the fiddle and he started learning to play the fiddle. He's by no means a virtuoso on the fiddle or the violin on here, but he's okay, but it's just kind of a lark for him to put this album out, I believe. Plus, he wanted to use it as kind of a vehicle. But it's a pleasing album. He's got some really good musicians playing with him. Just don't expect to hear this. There's no Vassar Clemens style violin work on here. No Stefan Grappelli work here. But he says it for the last track has vocals, and it's a song he wrote about current events called Long Violent History, and it is about empathy. I'll just put it at that. Listen to the song sometime. You can pull it up on YouTube. You can actually pull him up talking about this song on YouTube, because he felt like he had to offer some sort of an explanation when he put it out. But basically, it's a song about the need for empathy. Okay? All right, Mike. I hope everything goes well with you. I look forward to watching more of your videos. Everybody out there in the vinyl community, these are 3 good albums I would recommend. And remember, be kind to your neighbors, because we're all neighbors.